morning, Savage family. Today, I'm going to run you guys through what I eat in a day, my supplements, all of that kind of stuff. It's about 9:30 in the morning. By this point, I woke up at like 4:15. I take some supplements and Robert brings me coffee in the morning. I know, I'm super spoiled. Sorry I look like a hot mess, but that's what I look like at 9:30 in the morning. So this is my second coffee. Both have the same thing in them. I have 2 coffees a day. It just has heavy cream in it. That's it. It's simple as that. But in the morning, my supplements, I take this adrenal support. I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but it's adrenal support from Naturally Nourished. It's Allie Miller's line. I take one first thing in the morning, and I also like to take my vitamin D first thing in the morning as well. Super important for me to get that in. I tend to be very deficient in it. But I'm going to eat my food a little bit later. I'm going to take some more supplements later, but I take those 2 things first thing in the morning. I'll also kind of go to the kitchen and show you guys what I take for my pre-workout as well. It has nothing to do with caffeine. I drink 1 coffee before my workout. Then I take like an intro workout drink, and then I'll do a coffee after my workout. So that's all I've taken thus far. I'll show you guys my food. Actually, I don't generally film in my bedroom, but I did. I feel like that's like such a private area. I don't know. So the first thing I'm gonna take is the branched chain amino acids. Right now, I'm taking this one by Myoscience. This is actually Mike Mutzel's company, I believe. It was sent to Robert, but I've been stealing it, and it's delicious. It is fruit punch flavor. So it's branched chain amino acids from Myoscience. The rest of them are in these little containers because I love being organized and stuff. So I have labeled the top of all of these containers. I don't know that you guys are gonna be able to see it, but I've labeled the top of these. This is glycine. So 1/4 teaspoon is a little over 1,100 milligrams. So every morning inside of my branched chains, I put a 1/4 teaspoon of glycine in my drink. Then I have creatine. I take 5,000 milligrams of this every day. Probably could take less, but that's what I like to take. Creatine, all of these ones in the little containers are all from bulk supplements. I am gonna try and put all of the links down below so that you guys can kind of see for yourself how much the prices are, things like that. So for a 1/2 teaspoon is 2,500 milligrams. I take a full teaspoon. Then I have L-theanine, and this is for every 1/4 teaspoon is 484 milligrams. I have them labeled on the top so that I remember how much to take of each thing, because there's sometimes just too much. Honestly, I don't really need to be taking these. However, glycine, I'm super, super deficient in. That was one of the things that I tested with Allie. A lot of my amino acids I'm actually low in, so that's why I'm taking other ones. I was taking L-tyrosine and L-theanine. Oh, no, there was another one. I don't remember the other one. I was taking those, but now we think that maybe my body was on overload from that. So those 3, the creatine, the L-theanine, and the glycine, are 3 things that I put in my intro workout drink in the morning. So yeah, that's kind of it for like my intro workout drink, only because I'm deficient in it. Creatine's always a great thing. If you are wanting to take a supplement, you really don't need to take any of these supplements, but the creatine is one that just generally anyone can take, and it's really not that big of a deal. So I would do the creatine if you want to do the branched chains. They're not specifically needed. And then the other ones I take because I am deficient in both of those. I'm about to cook my first meal of the day. I'm only eating 2 meals a day and not snacking in the middle as best I can. Today I'm doing a little bit of a higher fat ratio. I've been super inflamed lately. So I'm just gonna go for higher fat, just help my body to feel super comfortable, get a little bit of that inflammation away. I have been doing a lot of vegetables, just spinach, like in the evening, just greens and a salad, and then usually with my first meal, I'll have Brussels sprouts, but because I'm trying to get rid of some of that inflammation, I'm just gonna nix that all together and not do any vegetables today. But just so you guys know, sometimes I do add in a little vegetables. So I'm gonna cook up my meal number one and kind of show you guys what I got. All right, guys, I'm just gonna show you what I have going on without actually looking at the camera so that you guys can just see what I have going on here. So first I have my ground beef. This I already pre-cooked. I mixed in some paprika, some chili powder, and some cayenne pepper. And I'm just gonna cook this into the skillet and just kind of warm it up, and then I'm gonna add my eggs to it. These are the eggs that we generally pick up. This is what we normally use. Alfresco's pasture-raised eggs. I usually get the large. I like the macros. They're already in my Macros Plus, so I use that a lot. And then I'm going to add some butter into the pan to help cook those eggs up. I also have these two different yogurts, and these two I kind of mix up and decide which day I want to have what, but I try and mix these up pretty well. So this is Kalina. It is a coconut milk based yogurt. I really, really love this stuff. I think you guys have heard us talk about it several times. Got really great probiotics. Really, really great option for dairy-free. And then this one is Stonyfield Greek yogurt, 100% grass-fed, and then it's a whole milk product. So I mix and match these two guys, trying to mix up the probiotics and all of that. The macros on the Kalina are a little bit actually better. It has a lot more fat, and this one has a little bit more carbs, but there's no added sugar or sweetener in either one of these. So if I do want some added sweetness, I will add some collagen, like some collagen powders. There's plenty of different brands that you guys can choose from if I want any extra flavor. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cook up my food, and I will show you guys the finished product. Alright, so as you guys can see, to my meal, I ended up adding a little bit of the duck fat to cook my eggs. I used the butter for the ground beef. I forgot that the ground beef was so lean, so I added butter to cook the ground beef, then I added duck fat to cook the eggs. I also added a little bit of keto brick on here, and I have 2 little chunks of that. And then I did choose the Kalina for today. I won't be drinking anything but water. However, I do take 2 supplements that I have to go grab real quick. So with my meal number 1, I take a DHEA. This was a prescribed thing to me. It's 25 milligrams, so I take this once a day. And then I also take 1 more adrenal support. This is about 4 hours-ish is when I'm supposed to take it. Robert's behind the camera, and he is trying really hard to distract me and all the things. So I take an adrenal support about 4 hours. It's supposed to be, I can't make it through any video without him being a crazy person. I take my adrenal support with my first meal of the day. It's supposed to be about 4 hours after I generally take the first one, but realistically I just can't eat that early, and I like to take the second one with food. It is 10:30 a.m. This is my first meal. Really excited to dive in. I always cover it with Redmond real salt. I am addicted to this stuff. We cannot get enough, and so I just pour all over my eggs and ground beef. So that's meal number one. All right, guys, it is 7:37. I don't normally try to eat this late. The last time of the day that I try and eat is more so about like 6:30, so I'm about an hour late to my meal, which means I'm an hour late to my supplements, and it kind of throws me off a little bit. It has been a crazy busy day, but this is kind of why I have to be taking these supplements, and I have to kind of time my meals and make sure that I have the time to sit down and eat a full meal and take the supplements that I'm supposed to be taking, because I'm so used to running around and just being busy all day long, and it's kind of why my adrenals are fatigued, and it's kind of why my hormones are a little bit messed up right now. I kind of just go all day long, and my body doesn't know how to chill out. So I'm here with my last meal. It looks a little bit small, but it's because I had part of it yesterday and part of it today, but usually it's a lot more food in here. I have chicken. I did decide to do some Brussels sprouts this evening. I have some bacon in there, and then the Primal Kitchen dressing poured on top of it. Delicious. If you need to add more fat, you cook the chicken in whatever fat you prefer, and then you can also add like olive oil on top or things like that, and then of course I cover it in Redmond real salt. I might also add like some sausage to this as well, depending on what all this ends up being in my macros. I haven't quite calculated it yet, but I'm going to eat this, and I'm going to take the Calm and Clear. I take 2 of these in the earlier afternoon, but today got so crazy that I have not taken this yet. So I need to take 2 of these right now with my meal, and then when I'm ready to go to bed, I will take 1 more of these, and then I will take a scoop of the Relax and Regulate. Every once in a while I need 2 scoops, but right now I'm just going to do the 1 scoop with some more glycine mixed in with that, and that's going to help me sleep a little bit better. So that's pretty much it for all my supplements, for my meals. Very, very simple. I have 2 coffees in the morning, straight up, just cream. And then I have my 1 meal in the morning around 10 o'clock-ish with some more supplements. And usually the meal earlier in the day has eggs with some sort of meat. And then my meal later in the day generally consists of some sort of chicken cooked, because I prefer chicken. However, in the mail today, I did get these from Keto Explorer, and he made all of this freeze-dried. I keep wanting to say dehydrated. Freeze-dried meat for me, so I'm gonna start incorporating this into my diet. This is just way easier for me to eat. I have some beef ribs, and then I have some top sirloin. I asked him to make this for me because I was having a really hard time getting red meat in, and this is such a great option. I'm so excited about this. I'm a little bit exhausted right now. I'm a little bit tired, so I'm sorry for that's how I feel like I'm being right now, but I'm super excited about incorporating some of this into my diet plan for the next week or 2. And yes, so I am so sorry that this whole video I have looked like a hot mess. I was just done with the gym, I hadn't showered earlier, and now I'm showered and I hadn't done anything with myself. But this is what a real day in the life of Crystal Sykes looks like. I'm just generally on the go a lot, and this is why I have to have structure with my food, and I have to have structure with my supplements, or it will not happen, and I run myself down. Like I go, and I run my body down, and I run myself down because I forget to take a breather for myself, take the supplements, meditate, do whatever it is that will allow your body to rest and relax and do that a little bit. So I'm gonna eat this food. I have a little bit more stuff to do to get done tonight, and then I'm gonna take the rest of my supplements and I'm gonna go to bed and start a brand new, fresh, beautiful day tomorrow. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you guys have any questions about the supplements, please put them in the comments below. I will also list all of these in the description below. So if you guys have any questions, hopefully we'll get a link to each item and yeah, make it easier for you guys. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Talk to you soon.